Crash Course on American Civil War. The American Civil War was a major conflict that took place in the United States between 1861 and 1865. The war was fought between the Union, the Northern states, and the Confederacy, the Southern states, over issues including slavery, states' rights, and the role of the federal government. The Civil War was one of the bloodiest conflicts in American history, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 620,000 soldiers and civilians. Causes of the American Civil War. The main cause of the American Civil War was slavery. The North was increasingly opposed to slavery and wanted to abolish it, while the South relied heavily on slavery for its economy and opposed any efforts to abolish it. In addition to the issue of slavery, there were also economic and political differences between the North and South, with the North developing an industrial economy while the South relied on agriculture and slave labor. The election of Abraham Lincoln as president in 1860 was a key event that led to the outbreak of the Civil War, as many Southern states seceded from the Union in response to his election. Major battles and events. The Civil War lasted for 4 years and saw many major battles and events. Some of the most important battles include the Battle of Gettysburg, which was fought from July 1 to 3, 1863, and resulted in a Union victory and a major turning point in the war. The Battle of Antietam, fought on September 17, 1862, was the single bloodiest day in American history, with over 22,000 casualties. Other major battles included the Battle of Shiloh, the Battle of Chickamauga, and the Battle of Chancellorsville. In addition to the major battles, there were also many important events during the Civil War. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Lincoln on January 1, 1863, declared that all slaves in Confederate territory were to be freed. This was a major turning point in the war, as it made the issue of slavery a central focus of the conflict. Another important event was the Battle of Appomattox Courthouse, which took place on April 9, 1865, and resulted in the surrender of Confederate General Robert E. Lee to Union General Ulysses S. Grant, effectively ending the war. Interesting stories and examples. One interesting story from the Civil War is that of Harriet Tubman, a former slave who became a key figure in the Underground Railroad, a network of secret routes and safe houses used by slaves to escape to freedom. During the Civil War, Tubman served as a nurse, cook, and spy for the Union Army, and was the first woman to lead an armed assault during the war. She also worked as a scout and spy, providing valuable intelligence to Union commanders. After the war, Tubman continued to work for the rights of African Americans and women, and is remembered as a hero of the Civil War and a leader in the fight for freedom and equality. Another interesting example is the story of the 54th Massachusetts Infantry, an all-black regiment that fought for the Union during the Civil War. The regiment was formed in 1863 and saw combat in several major battles, including the Battle of Fort Wagner, where they suffered heavy losses but gained national recognition for their bravery and sacrifice. The story of the 54th Massachusetts Infantry was later immortalized in the 1989 film, Glory, which starred Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman. Finally, the story of Robert Smalls, a former slave who became a hero of the Civil War, is also worth noting. Smalls was a slave who worked on a Confederate ship, but in 1862 he managed to steal the ship and deliver it to Union forces. Here is a historic poem on American Civil War. In fields of green and cities gray, a nation torn in two did lay. Brothers fought with brothers, side by side, as the North and South did collide. The issue at hand was slavery's hold. A practice cruel, a story told, of human beings in chains and pain. Their lives consumed, their freedom slain. The North, with factories and industry strong, sought to end slavery, right the wrong, while the South, with agriculture as their base, saw abolition as a threat to their place. The Union and Confederacy did clash. A brutal war, a bloody gash. Cannons roared and rifles cracked, as soldiers fell and cities sacked. The Emancipation Proclamation came to free the slaves, end the shame. But still the war raged on, until the Union's victory dawned. Gettysburg, Antietam, and other names echo in history, their place remains, as heroes fought and martyrs fell. Their stories told, remembered well. From Harriet Tubman to Robert Smalls, their bravery shown, inspired all. The 54th Massachusetts and their fight for freedom and justice, what a sight. And so the war came to an end. The nation scarred, but on the mend. A new chapter began, a chance to heal. From wounds deep and memories real. In fields of green and cities gray. A nation reunited, it did say. We honor those who fought and died. And pledge to never let slavery abide. We hope this video has given you a taste of all the incredible experiences Canada has to offer. If you're ready to start planning your own adventure to Canada, please ensure to use our Booking.com referral link. https://www.booking.com/index.html?aid equals 7989335 to book your flights, hotels, car rentals, local attractions, and more. It's an easy and kind way to support this channel and make sure you get the best possible deals on your trip. Thank you. AnHub Metaverse team at Vancouver, Canada, CA.